Hey everyone, it's Sean from Worldwide Bread Show. You know what to do around here, guys. If you're new, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. Look, give the old thumbs up. Get at that. Share the stream. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. And listen, if you don't know anything about our community here at Worldwide Bread Show, this is a place where every football fan is welcome. But listen, the majority of my focus is going to be Manchester United Football Club, the absolute greatest club on the planet, even though we are absolutely skating through the mud right now. We are absolutely abysmal this season and a mess. Today, we're going to talk for a few moments about the derby. Yeah, I know some of you will come on. I'm sure some people will need the therapy. Some people might feel depressed or frustrated, aggravated. Look, I told you guys this already. I am a broken man. This club broke me just a few weeks ago with that Liverpool result. I think I've been on a steady spiral downward with this club for a while. I think the Europa League final last year really took a lot out on me. But this year, with our summer signings, there was some hope and some optimism. However, we are in a mess. And the stuff that we've been predicting and calling and saying, especially myself and some of my colleagues and friends, I've been called negative, plastic, fake, phony, not a real fan, all this stuff for a long time. Because the thing that really gets me about, what we're seeing in our club right now is how people have the audacity of saying that we are reactionary, as if we haven't been seeing this for 2.5 seasons. It's been over 2 seasons. Good to see you guys, man. I know Tom is in the building. I know Tom might be joining us here shortly as well, hopefully to get him in. Jamie, good to see you, man. Jamie says he's been broken too. All he loves a club, like he says. Jamie, I believe that should have been the case after Liverpool, but the truth is he shouldn't have had to be put in that position because it was that bad to lose. Not just the way that not just that we lost 5-0, but it was how we lost to Liverpool. That was an embarrassment. And then to say we're going to give him 3 games to save his job, that was an embarrassment. The only reason the club gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer any time whatsoever is there's 2 reasons. One, because he's a great shield to the Glazers. So the fans in the crowd don't go too crazy when Ole's there because they're too busy clapping for him as if he's been a good manager when he hasn't been a good manager since he was an interim manager. It's really not hard to see. Tom, by the way, let me get in the comments here. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. Guys, like and share the video. Let's get some people in here. Let's get the discussion rolling. Tom, you can check your make sure I got the right Twitter feed there, sir. Whenever you're ready, if you want to come jump in, want to shoot you a link so we can talk about this amazing club and where we're at right now. Listen, a little bit about today's match. I don't know about you guys. I'm not too overly fussed. I said that if we lost, I wanted it to be a real beating. And what really bugged me is I don't feel like that because too many fans live their life in absolutes and not in context, they'll look at that result and say, well, 2-0 against City, that's not awfully bad. The truth is that result should have been about 4. We should have been holding 4 at least by halftime. David De Gea was again standing on his head. Now, we'll talk about that second goal here in a little bit because it was an absolute joke. But real quick, I'm going to bring Tom in to the stream today. We're going to talk this match a little bit. Give me a second to bring him in. Just to let you guys know that today, for me, it just felt like that City was involved in a training session. That's really what it felt like. It felt like they were just messing around with us. And so while we might say it was only 2-0, the truth is without De Gea, and if City actually had a number 9, it would have been worse. Tom, good to see you. I know you guys maybe you're our guy Tom. I think it's like his first time on my stream though. Tom, good to have you, sir. What do you think about? Are you singing today? Is Ollie at the wheel?
Yeah, he's at the wheel, isn't he?
He's at the wheel. I actually sang the song on Usman's channel. I don't know if you saw it, but
I tuned into that.
I have a new version, so yeah, I'm singing it.
Everyone's bantering us though with this song. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
It's not the theatre of dreams anymore. It's the theatre of memes. Literally,
Oh my
like
gosh. Yeah.
football Twitter. Oh,
Oh, he's
you might
at the
as well
wheel. At the
deactivate your
wheel.
account.
At the wheel. Oh, he's at the wheel. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Bro, I was bad enough to see the Ben Dippers singing it, but now that you have Sita singing it, it's just a mess. It's a mess.
Even Leeds were singing it the other day, and they weren't even playing us against Arsenal.
Listen, that's the only team that if we played every week, Ollie would win a trophy.
He had this record over Pep, didn't he? It's suddenly gone now.
Well, like, did you see Pep's interview? Pep was like, the pre-match interview, he's like, yeah, apparently. Here's the thing, Ollie's never beaten Pep in games that really mattered. As a matter of fact, for people that say we're reactionary, I don't know if people remember this far back, but 2 seasons ago, not long ago, I believe it was the League Cup semifinal when we kept trying to play out of the back abysmally, and City pressed us. Bernardo Silva had a field day. They were destroying us.
Yeah, they were 3-0 up at half time.
Tom, I've seen the same crap last year and this year. I was seeing then. And this is what I don't get from people that don't literally watch the game or under. One thing I've learned about YouTube and football Twitter, Tom, is that most people watch the game simply through their passion goggles. They really don't know what's going on. Like, they really don't. They've never played. Sean, they don't coach.
Do you want me to tell you the difference from this season and last season? Like last season, we didn't get found out. This season, we've been found out completely. There's no excuses. £400 million. Mourinho didn't get that much money and he won trophies. Yeah, it was boring. Van Gaal won a trophy. He hardly got backed. Moyes was done in 7 months. We don't talk about him. But when we look at this position that we're in right now, by the end of this weekend, I'm not sure if you've seen the tweet or the quotes or anything. What's the lowest position we can finish this weekend, Sean? Or have a prediction? If results slide the way.
Where are we at? We might be down in what, 8th?
10th. That's the lowest Man United can finish by the end of this weekend. If results play out.
I don't know if you've seen this, but if games ended this year in the 88th minute, Manchester United would be near the bottom of the table. And if here's the thing people don't get. We've literally only played about 4, possibly 5 good halves of football all season. And if not for this paper over the cracks crap in this, I wanted to title one of my videos "Jammy Bastards" because of some of these late jammy, lucky ties and draws. The win against Wolves, the draw against Southampton. You have literally we have not deserved, in my opinion, as far as on the pitch. I don't think we've deserved 1 point in the Champions League. If you want to argue that our
I'm not going to argue with
wins, I mean, Villarreal, if not for David,
we should have lost.
Yeah, they destroyed us. Atalanta, that second half was complete muppetry in miracles. We had no business gaining any points. People would say, well, we sit top of our group, or we were sitting top of our group, or whatever. But I'm like, do you guys not watch the games? Like, it's crazy how
it's not just about results, it's about performance as well. This is the thing. We want to be entertained as fans. I know, obviously, you in America, you pay subscriptions and stuff. Some of us in the UK, obviously, will be able to go to the games and stuff. But anybody who's gone to Liverpool or the Man City games, I'd be asking for money back. all I've paid to see is 2 training sessions. That's all you paid to see. Liverpool played us around for fun. They didn't get out a second gear. Manchester City were the same this game. Easily Manchester City could have blown us away 4-5-0. And the funny part about it all, Sean, is the arrogance of Pep. He didn't even need to make a substitution. They weren't tired. All they did for pretty much most of the game, nearly 90 minutes, apart from the Ronaldo chance that we had, was just pass the ball around. There was no idea or anything. And it's like when people say, well, the back five's all these God and Saviour and McFred and stuff in the midfield, it's his bread and butter. Well, when you look at it on the basis of it, if we play the back five, even though it's supposed to be a defensive formation, we're still leaking goals, and it just hinders us attacking because we can't score any goals. and then you play the four at the back position. Yeah, you're still leaking goals at the back, but we're still creating chances and scoring goals. This is what I don't get about the ideology of it all. Since the last international break, I'm gonna ask you a question, Sean. Since that last international break, which was when we came back against Leicester, name me one game where we've actually probably deserved to have won. Realistically, maybe the Spurs game, but we
Yeah,
know
because they were
we know
completely
Spurs
crap,
are
though.
we
They
know
were
Spurs are crap
horrible.
anyway. Yeah,
They,
precisely.
and people were
But
actually excited about that. It's like, dude, Spurs were worse than us. And so what gets me,
235 plus year olds up front for us. It's laughable.
it's youth, courage, and success, bro. So we go to a 5 at the back. We play. Actually, I called it that we would switch and revert to a 9-0-1 formation today, but actually it was more of an 8-1-1. I mean, it's really how defensive we went, and the crazy thing is, let's just think about possession. And I know people say you don't need possession to win games. We get that.
Mm-hmm.
But today at home, what did we have? If we had 35% possession, it felt like 10. So I don't even know what we had, but City were just playing with us. The sad thing is the goals that they scored are goals they shouldn't have scored, and probably about 4 or 5 goals they should have scored, they just didn't finish. I don't think City's very clinical, to be honest with you. I think they haven't really impressed me this year like they have in the past. So, but think about this. In the opposition box today, Manchester United had 4 touches in the box the whole match. 4. And
that's 90. That's 90 minutes, Sean. That's 90 minutes. A full match.
City had 32 to our 4. 32 to our 4. Here we are on 4 points out of our last 15 available in the league, and one of those wins, 3 of those points was against a crap Spurs club who actually went out and sacked their manager and brought in the type of manager that could shape this squad up. Like, really, I mean, I'm not a huge Conte fan, but he's miles better than what we have.
Precisely,
the board was scared of it because they know he won't tolerate their nonsense. Think about this, Tom. Listen to this stat. I was doing a little research just before I came live today. 21% of all of Manchester United's home losses
I've seen this
in the Premier League era, 21% are now all under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah,
21%. And I don't think we deal with pressure.
We can't deal with pressure when we play at home. We can't play in front of his own fans. When we were playing behind closed doors, there were no fear. There were nothing. We just went and played his game.
I don't understand why we wouldn't do better under pressure when we play 2 holding midfielders who aren't good at holding the ball up under pressure. I wonder why we struggle. Neither of them are press resistant. And McTominay, I'm going to call him by his name today. I'm not even going to say McPassion. I'm going to say Scott. Never mind. Hold on. I revert. McPassion. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, go on.
This guy is actually much better offensively than defensively, but people have in their mind the guy is a good defensive player, and he's horrendous defensively. Fred is actually good defensively, but he's horrendous holding up the ball, making some passes. If you could actually take Fred and mix him with Scott, then maybe you would have a bench player at Manchester United. But both of their deficiencies, it's weird. They should just get married because they're like yin and yang when it comes to what they're good at, what they're bad at. But listen to this. In the first half, I was like, wow, Scott's won the ball a few times. So I went and looked because typically he gets bypassed. There was one time in the first half he got skunned, and I thought we were going to give up a goal. Matter of fact, he got skunned and AWB got skunned at the same time. And I was like, man, this is not looking good. He actually had 7 ball recoveries in the first half, which I was like, wow, okay, good job. In the second half, he had none. 0. Now this is a player that people say works hard, fights for the badge. He had 0 ball recoveries in the second half of a game we're supposed to be trying to win. Is it hide and go seek at Old Trafford? is there like bonus points for hiding? Matter of fact, this morning, Tom, both of my sons had games this morning, and I never talk to them if I'm not coaching. I don't talk to them on the day of a game. I wait till the next day. And my oldest son today had a few moments out of sheer frustration where he was not showing for the ball. he wasn't doing what he needed to do. So when we got in the car, he goes, yeah, it wasn't my best game. I said, all right, Scott. He said, what? I said, all right, Scott. He said, what do you mean, Scott? And he looked at me and goes, Dad, you better not be talking about McTominay. I said, that's who you played like today, running and hiding from the ball. I said, I'm going to start calling you Baby Scotty. That's going to be your new nickname. But he was mad. Man, he hasn't talked to me since we got home. He's probably in there doing push-ups right now. Just in his feelings. But listen, Tom, real quick, what do you think about I really don't want to get into this too heavy because this week I'm going to do a show just on replacements and where do we go from here. But I'm seeing this a lot. So I'm just curious what you think about the idea of Ralph Ragnick. I know a lot of people love this guy. And so I got to be honest with you, I only know some about him more from the director of football type situation, like how he tries to run clubs and what he does. So for anybody that don't know about Ralph Ragnick, I mean, what do you think about
him? I think if I had to put it in terms of a complete person for football, off the field, not in terms of a player or anything, but off the field, I think he's a perfect person. He's somebody who I would want on the board. He's somebody I'd want running the CEO role. He's somebody I'd want coaching the team, director of football, head of scouting, recruitment. He could do it all. He's got all the qualifications. But the one thing that I put into the whole ideology of it, German managers have taken over football. Now, in the modern era, German managers have taken over football. You look at Hansi Flick, you look at Nagelsmann, you look at Tuchel, Klopp. All of them are successful tacticians, proper tactics, proper coaching, pressing, the aggressive way of playing football. This man, Ralph Ragnick, helped create two of those, and both of them in the Premier League right now, in Klopp and Tuchel. He taught them their trades. When Tuchel was at Mainz, Ralph Ragnick had a saying, I think he had shares or something at Mainz, going back a lot of years ago. When Klopp was at Dortmund, in a way, Ralph Ragnick was kind of a major admirer of some up-and-coming German coaches at the time, and those were two of them. Yeah, he's got a couple of them that haven't made it to the heights that you have now, but he taught them the Gegenpress. Do you know what the Gegenpress is, don't you? Yeah, Sean, yeah. Well, he basically taught this. This is his philosophy, ideology. And like I put in the comments, he created their two philosophies because what both of those two philosophies at Chelsea and Liverpool are is pressing. Frustrate your opponent and press. But if you're going to press, you've got to press in the right way. There's triggers, there's the right tools, there's timings. You've got to get it all correct or spot on. Otherwise, like we did against Liverpool, you leave the space and you get punished. And like, for example, I put it into context today. If Ralph Ragnick's there today, I know exactly what he would have done. He would have set up 4-3-3, similar to how Liverpool do it. Go out, right, you're going to go out there, you're going to press the fullbacks. So you're going to keep Walker and Cancelo on strings all game. Cancelo would not have got either of those two crosses in. And I'll tell you why. Because straight away, he wouldn't have played the back five. He would have had a back four straight out of the box. What he would have said, Wan-Bissaka is going to push in and he's going to block the cross off. If he doesn't block the cross off and it ends up going in, David De Gea is going to come for the ball. And if he doesn't come for the ball, then right, you're going to go to panic stations. You're not going to slide in and try and boot the ball away. Take a touch and put it into the stand. Don't take any risks. Don't mess about. Just take a touch. Take your time because there weren't anybody around him. I think the closest Man City player was Bernardo Silva, and he was about 6 or 7 yards away. He's not Usain Bolt. He's not going to get there in a second, and bang, he's going to hit the ball in the net. You had the chance to take a touch and blast it into the stand. That's one goal that doesn't happen. If you don't let Cancelo cross the ball in this game today, Man City don't score those two goals because they don't have. This is the one thing that they do is cross and frustrate and press. But like I say with Ralph Ragnick, I've seen a lot of ideas. The idea is bring him in the interim because he's done that. He's done it at Leipzig, where like when he was a director of football, he was a director at Leipzig. I mean, he took over the coaching for a season. He reset the club. Used the youth system, and then they brought in a replacement, and then they brought in Nagelsmann in that season. Anybody who wants to know anyway. What I would see him doing is, I would want to see Ralph Ragnick come in. If he was to come in as the interim role to the end of the season. I don't want Steve Bruce, Darren Fletcher, any of them. Bring him in interim, until the end of the season. We already know he makes good decisions. He's got an eye for managers. I've just pointed out some of them. Some of them have gone on to win the biggest trophies that you can win in the Champions League. Three of them have already done that. One of them might do it this year in Nagelsmann. That's 3 of the 4 that's already achieved major accolades in football. And they've still got long careers ahead of them in management. But bring him into the interim until the end of the season, and then you can make a decision. And then I would move him upstairs into a technical position, or say if Edward wants to clock off, put him in the CEO role. If you want somebody who's going to make proper footballing decisions, bring somebody in like Ralph Ragnick. Leave him in interim charge. He'll steady the ship. I'll guarantee you will get us the top 4 this season, and he will make the right managerial appointment or make the right choice in the summer. And then if you want to go and get Ten Hag, you can go and get him because he'll probably come now at the end at the summer because he'll have all summer transfer window. Zidane, that could be an option. You might open avenues with Pochettino because I know obviously you're a big fan of him and everything.
Would Poch want to come though? Would Poch want to come under a strong director of football? Because it just seems to me that, from what I've read, Poch likes. I think he would love United setup. Like, let me have a lot of say as a manager, and I don't know, man. Anybody be better than what we have right now. but would they? What you're talking, Tom, seems too much sense to me to trust this board to do it. Bring.
They don't like it. They don't like outsiders. This is the thing, Sean. They like to keep it in-house, silky sheets, Manchester United DNA. This whole ideology of United DNA.
That's bullcrap.
No, it's bullcrap. Let me put it like this: before Liverpool appointed Klopp, did Klopp have any affiliation with Liverpool?
No. What about Fergie? Did he have United DNA?
No. He was more known in Scotland at Aberdeen than he was in Manchester.
This DNA. Now, listen. I ascribe to a United ethos or a United way. I can hear that, but this whole DNA, like you have to come from, the academy or been here under Fergie. That's why I know a lot of people were taking grief for what they said about, Ferguson being a problem, right? People were getting hammered by it. But if you really deep what they're saying, some of what they're saying makes sense. What I was hearing people say was, we love Sir Alex. He's the greatest. He's the GOAT. No one's going to argue.
Oh, yeah.
But we have to move on from that. And it's unfair for people to keep trying to recreate something that no one's recreating anymore because football's changed. So, I mean, I don't understand why people don't get that. But would this guy, Ragnick, if he would come in and even just steady the ship and then move upstairs, that would be phenomenal. But that just sounds like too much planning and too much sense.
And this is the thing. We know we are bored, but even if we do sack Ollie tonight, tomorrow, Monday, whenever, I do not trust this board, the owners, Ed Woodward, none of them, to put in Ralph Ragnick, put in all these clauses and contracts. Right, you're going to stay in interim charge until the end of the season, and then we're going to move you upstairs. They will not be able to do that in 2 weeks. It would take them months to do all this.
Do you really think he's in trouble? Do you think Ollie's in trouble? Do you think he actually could go?
I mean, if you I'll play your scenario, Sean. I do think he's in trouble. I'll answer your question. Yes, I do think he's in trouble. If he didn't go after that Liverpool game, I honestly have no clue where he would honestly go, or when he's when
the standards that went. The board really have lowered the expectation for Manchester United manager in that one single game. They really have. Yeah. Well, actually, they started it last season. Remember when me and you were saying this last season on Rich's channel, and people were slating us for this?
Yeah.
When we went out of the Champions League last year, if I know you were one of them along with me that said he needs to go now.
Yeah.
And we should have brought Pochettino in right then. And
he was out of work. He was sitting there. He had no offers on the table. He had to go on Monday Night Football just to get a paycheck. Yeah, just to get a paycheck. Yeah. Why would you go on Monday Night Football? Why wouldn't you go on French media outlets if you wanted to go to PSG? I mean, you'd just be pointing your CV towards them, and that's where he's ended up going anyway.
Yeah, and people were saying, well, all he needs time. I'm like, first off, he's had plenty of time. But it wasn't even against Ollie, when I was saying that in the moment, it was more of the standard of the club has to be this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that we lost. Again, people don't pay attention. It's context. We literally got slapped by a team in Turkey that was relegated from the Turkish league. That's how bad they were, and they beat us. This year, we lose to a team called Young Boys in a stadium, something about wanking. You don't, wanking and Young Boys should never be in the same arena or same sentence. Here's the thing. People want to tell me Ollie's better than Jose.
Ollie's better than who? Conte.
Jose, when we had Jose. But how did we do? How did we do against Young Boys when Jose was in charge?
I mean, we won, didn't we? But by luck with Fellaini. We beat them 3-0 in their own stadium, I guess. That's one of the things you could say.
Yeah. Though the Young Boys got whacked at the stadium, not wanked in the Wankendorf. We don't. Benjamin Mendy may approve this message allegedly, but Sean from Worldwide Red Show doesn't approve this message. Tom, it's been terrible, man. Honestly, Liverpool broke me. So
yeah.
I'm not even really angry. I'm still angry over Liverpool today. I felt like, and Mr. Bubba Django says, and he's with us. That they won't sack him. I mean, why should they? They have no standards or no reason to sack him if you don't sack him after a Liverpool match. But think about today. I know De Gea is coming in for a lot of stick because of the ball that he let in at his near post, far post near side, how he turned. But the problem is, first off, the cross shouldn't have come in. Let me say this. A lot of people are obsessed and love Bruno Fernandes, right? Listen, I really liked Bruno when he first came in. Last year, he had me scratching my head an awful lot. I said some things that got everyone attacking me. This year, I mean, listen, as soon as we signed Ronaldo, I was telling people I thought Bruno was in trouble. His goals would dry up, and without his goals, he would struggle because of the lack of discipline he has. He's all over the pitch. He makes, our formation looks horrendous when he's allowed to run all around like a headless chicken. Today, this guy, Bruno Fernandes, it was embarrassing a few times that he should have closed a man down and didn't act. He couldn't be bothered. It was embarrassing. And if I say it about guys like McPassion and Fred, I'm going to say it about Bruno. He was shocking today. And how he played today. This is where Ollie is weak and why he's a weak manager and why I've wanted him out for a long time. He won't make big decisions. Today, if anything, when you bring Donnie on, again, for garbage minutes again, because that's what he does, and somehow Donnie's gotten plenty of chances. If you're going to bring Donnie on today, you actually take Bruno out of the game. Bruno not only was having a horrible game. Listen, the first half was one of the worst halves I've watched in a long time. We were terrible. And how Bruno was playing was shambolic and embarrassing. How he did not close down a few of the opportunities he had to close down. It's literally lack of effort. And if it was Paul Pogba, half of the people on football Twitter and a whole lot of people that even come on my streams and on Rich's streams and on the United Stand and everywhere else, they would be throwing a fit about lack of effort, no desire, no this. Paul Pogba and Anthony Martial didn't play today, people. They didn't play. And I'm sure, get them out of our club. They don't care. They don't care. I'm so sick of this agenda when there's guys like Bruno that did things today that literally showed he didn't care at moments today. Scott McTominay had 0 ball recoveries in the second half as a defensive midfielder today in a derby game.
Do you think he's lost the players, Sean? I'll ask you a question.
No. Now, guys like McTominay and Fred, he hasn't lost them. There are players he hasn't lost.
But you think there's a divide?
Absolutely, because they know he's not good enough. But they want to play for him because there's certain guys, even Bruno. There's a lot of managers that would not play Bruno in the position he's in. They would change him up. But people don't. In Italy, when Bruno was in Italy, he played as a 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 6.
When he was in Portugal, he played as an 8.
Yeah, box to box 8 with discipline. He don't have it as a 10. He makes horrible decisions at times. But the thing is, when the one pass comes off, it's typically a worldie and it typically saves us. So people are captured by that moment. The same thing with Ronaldo. If Ronaldo doesn't score, he really isn't offering us next to nothing. And he's changed the way that we can play with him in the team. Ronaldo's been like this for 10 years. Ronaldo's about Ronaldo. People say, oh, he's trying to save Ollie. No, he's not. He's trying to pad his own stats and his own legacy because that's the way he thinks. Ultimately, every team Ronaldo's been in for the last 10 years have had to change what they do to play to his strength to try to get him to score all the goals. It's how they work. Now, how that affects the team is subconsciously other things could be on that players aren't looking for because they're thinking, I got to get the ball to Ronnie, right? He's going to make something happen. Now, if you get him the ball in the right position, he's going to make something happen because he's one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest goal scorers ever, if not the greatest if you're just going by stats. He's phenomenal. We love Ronaldo. This ain't a slap Ronaldo thing. Ronaldo's 36. It's not the 26-year-old guy that many of us are thinking he is. It's different. And so what happens is now we have Bruno playing the way he did today, all over the pitch. Yeah, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, sir. Yeah, I'm not holding back today, man. All the way from the great state of Texas, you can probably feel the venom and fire coming out. But it's frustrating because Bruno, no accountability. Luke Shaw, abysmal all season. Somewhere along the lines, I think he believed that Shalberto Carlos stuff last year. He was in a purple patch. And he was in a purple patch, and I bought into it. I thought, man, he's turned the corner. He looks like he's in shape. I was all about Luke Shaw. He's been crap all season. Harry Maguire, he's been bad since Greece. I mean, I don't know if he's still trying to bribe people or what he's got allegedly bribe people or whatever he's got going on. Horrible. Armband should have never got it. And then people are like, oh, David De Gea's got to make that save. I get it. But without David De Gea, we're down 5 in the first half. If not for David De Gea this season, there's no way that we're in the top 10. No way.
No, there isn't.
No way, Tom. And so, listen, I know the player's going to hold some responsibility. I get that. But listen, whatever happened to this amazing man manager people have been telling me about? Last year, people were fighting me, bro. Like, literally, I was on a one channel I used to go on all the time, much bigger platform. I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 subs. Love their platform. Love all the guys there. But 80% of the guys there are very positivity fans, all-in guys. And last year, I just was like, man, they were coming at me. They were coming at my neck some days. And I'm like, just listening and like, you guys are cracking me up. Now almost all of them are Ollie out. Almost all of them. And so the funny thing is I'm sitting here listening to these guys, and I'm like, man, look, I actually went off of the channel because I wasn't going to sit there and deal with a scenario where I had people constantly basically saying I'm a fake fan or being negative when I was just saying what I was seeing. And if there's such thing as paper over the cracks, we were doing it last year. We're really doing it this year with our results. Yeah, guys, in about 5 minutes after me and Tom are finished chatting here, I'm going to post the link, and that way a lot of you guys can come and have your say. Okay, so give us just a few minutes, Tom. So where are we going from here? We already discussed a little about Ragnick. How did you feel today? Totally about the game. What are you hearing in the fan base now? Has there been a noticeable shift of fans that are wanting to really move on from Ollie?
Well, let me put it like this. By the end of the Liverpool game, there was still a select few fans who were singing the Ollie's at the wheel, the Man United version, should we say, not the banter version, the Man United version. There were still fans that were in the stadium singing that song.
Shameless.
By 2 weeks from then to 2 weeks now, nobody is singing that song at all. All it is Viva Ronaldo or the Man United glory song, Glory Man United or whatever. There's none of this, Ollie's at the wheel and there's, Ale or anything like that. There's nothing round Old Trafford resembling Ole Gunnar Solskjaer anymore. And people don't forget, and I think this is one of the major things. People don't forget these results. 5-0 is something that is going to go down in history. In Liverpool's history is a great victory. Man United's history is probably a day to forget.
Yeah,
but
I'll never forget it.
It wasn't just the scoreline; it was the performance. It was garbage. The way Manchester City play, where they pass the ball around, deconstruct teams and frustrate you. That is in a way, if I'm not being biased in saying it, that is what I would want Man United to do. Dominate and dictate a game. We've not done that in 7. I'm going to even say it, probably about 9 years. Since Fergie left, I've not seen us dominate a complete game, 90 minutes, where from start to finish again. And I'm not just talking about it. I don't want to hear about against like a Norwich or something, maybe 2, 4 or 5 years ago or something. I don't want to hear about that. I'm talking like top elite teams where there's actually competition there. There's key players there. We never do it, and even on nights, days like today and stuff with it. And I made the point earlier, we could finish as low as 10th today, 10th, and there's clubs who have had far less backing than us, who are in better positions than us.
And they play
For
way
example,
better football.
Yeah, Potter at Brighton. He's nowhere near. I would say Man United. He shouldn't even get on the roll of honour for the shortlist for the job. Maybe if he has another position somewhere else and maybe impresses at maybe a more higher up level of a club, I don't know, go over to Spain or something, do something with Sevilla or something like that level of club, then you might get into the sort of conversation in the category of it. But right now, we're not playing well. We look disjointed as a team. There's no confirmed formation because we keep switching 4 at the back, then it's a 5 at the back. We're sticking with mediocre players who I just don't think the manager has the balls to draw.
Yeah.
Realistically, Fred and McTominay, honestly, I don't know if they've got some sort of holdover Ollie or something.
I think they got nudes.
Yeah, I don't know. Literally.
Tom, just a second. I'm going to go ahead and start adding some of you that want to jump in and have your say real quick. Welcome for the first time, Hogan. I believe I said that right. Hogan, is that right? How are you doing today?
Hi, Sean. How you doing?
What are you saying, man? So what are you feeling? How are you feeling? What do you take away from today's amazing performance at the Theater of Nightmares?
You call that amazing? Really?
Bro, if you don't laugh, you cry.
Listen, man. I'm still in bed. That's why I have my camera off. Why did I wake up for that shit, man? Why the fuck did I wake up for that shit? Listen, man, this club is done, Sean. Like, I never, kind of talked in, social media like this before. But this club, man, this club is done, bro. Like,
it's breaking us, bro. You got to let it out.
I'm broken, man. I'm broken. Like, I was watching that game, and I saw 8 defenders. 8 defenders.
I told you it was 8-1-1
I was
today.
like, what the fuck is this? Like, 8 defenders. The ball was getting hoofed to Ronaldo. Ronaldo can't do anything about it. Greenwood is a good player, but there's a lot of improvements that Greenwood need to do. Like, the first thing that he needs to improve is his link-up play. He's almost like a one direction, He only knows to run with the ball, cut in and shoot. You can't do that in men's football now. You have to learn how to link up play, how to hold the ball. That's why I thought Martial was the perfect fit for this game. But we have a clown in charge. He doesn't understand football like that. So
Martial is our only 9 that links the play. He's the only one. Mason,
exactly.
who I think we all love. Mason has not. He's the same player today he was at 17.
He's not
crazy. It's crazy. Listen, man, I'm done
he's not
with this
developed.
Club, man.
This is the problem.
I'm done with this club.
Neither has Marcus. Marcus is still a pace and power merchant. Kick the ball in behind. If he's onside, which Marcus was born offside. So, I mean, listen, I'm telling you right now, if the ball was being played when Mrs. Rashford was pushing, his head was already out before past the defender. I'm sorry, but that's just
Let
Marcus.
me ask you, Sean. Let me ask you guys. What did Rashford do when he came on? Like, what was that substitution for? I don't he didn't even touch the ball. He didn't touch the ball. Rashford
get a fitness session. Get a fitness session. That's what it was.
He just ran around. And the game was over.
Yeah,
he didn't do nothing. And plus, did you guys see McTominay today?
Oh, don't get Sean started about McTominay.
What was McTominay?
Who? McPassion.
McShite.
Listen,
McShite.
Bro, this guy, he's been stealing a living, And people are
listen, man, this football club is a joke, man. At this point.
Listen, here's the crime of the century. These people on football Twitter and on YouTube who say with chest, their mother should wash their mouth out with soap and break their fingers while they're typing. They say that he's better than Paul Pogba. Scott McTominay is better than Paul Pogba. Scott McTominay, bro, could not lace Paul Pogba's boots or effectively wash his draws. But let me tell you this:
You know
zero
why,
ball
Sean?
recoveries, Hogan.
You know what?
Zero ball recoveries in the second half
You know why?
are
Because
amazing.
McTominay has a picture with Fergie when he was a baby. Pogba doesn't have a picture with Fergie when he was a kid. So that's why they think, oh, Fergie has a picture with McTominay when he was a kid.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe
Well, we
Fergie
already
probably
know.
saw something that we couldn't see. I
Listen,
guess that's why they think he's but it's all a joke, man. Like this club is a joke, man.
Do you know what?
It's a joke,
Do you
man.
know what
I'm done with
Fergie?
this club.
Do you know what Fergie saw? I think with McTominay, I think he saw a younger version at the time, a younger version of Darren Fletcher.
yeah, he thought so.
That's what I think he saw at the
Listen,
time.
guys. This guy doesn't play midfield for his country. Let that
No, he
sink in.
doesn't. He
Like he
plays
doesn't
centre
play
back.
midfield. He's a center back for Scotland. They
Yeah.
don't even put him. They don't play him in midfield. Why is
They
he
don't
playing in
trust him.
midfield
That's
for
why.
the biggest club in the world?
Yeah.
Why is this guy playing in midfield for the biggest club with the most fans? People woke up like I'm in Seattle. I woke up at 5 to watch this shit, and I'm still in bed now. I have to catch up my sleep now. You know, like listen, man, this club, I'm done, man. I'm thinking about not watching the game until this guy's gone,
You know,
man.
I always
I don't
say
see him gone, but I feel like we're stuck with him now because Conte was the only option. I wanted Conte too. I
I
wanted
think
Conte.
with McPassion here in Texas, we have a saying, esta chingada. That's kind of how we say it down here in Texas, and that's not good for any of you that do speak Spanish. Don't translate that. But
I could translate Spanish, Sean. I know what
Chill
you
out,
mean.
Sean. Chill out.
the thing is, like the thing with Scott is that if he was playing as a 10, you know, or a box to box 8 against Leeds every week, there's a place for him. The problem is he's terribly defensively, and we try to make him a holding 6 because he runs a lot, but he can't tackle. Like he's literally a bad defender. He's okay offensively, but we don't play him that way. I used to feel sorry for him until people told me he's better than Pogba. Now I'm just like, I can't deal with this guy, man. Like zero ball recoveries. You know, Hogan, I'm with you, man. I feel like ultimately, and like you said, listen, you're 2 hours behind me, bro. So if you got up and watched that live,
And the thing is, like, I was always been like optimistic about this team. I was like, oh, maybe today they might play. You know, maybe we might see something new today. You know, I always have that ambition on me. But after today, I'm done, man. I'm not expecting shit from this team. I'm not. I don't even feel like watching a game again. Like until this guy is gone. Like there's
yeah.
nothing. There's nothing left, man.
You know,
Like
it's just
I
funny you
watched
said
the
that.
game. I see 8 defenders.
I
Like
told my
that's it.
children. So
Minute
my
one, it's
son,
game over for me.
my
8
younger
defenders.
son came down and he said he was watching. He looked at the score 2-0, and he was like, "Dad, you're not mad?" I'm like, "No." And even during the midweek when we got that jammy tie against Atalanta, I didn't even celebrate.
Listen,
And
man. People
my
were
kids were
celebrating
like,
like we won that game, though. By the way, people are
Oh yeah, yeah.
celebrating like we won that game.
Because
Can
Ronaldo
you
"Listen,
scored.
believe that?
That's why.
I don't
Ronaldo scored.
celebrate because I refuse to celebrate until all is gone." And I mean, just because the fact is, we need to move on. And if the club isn't moving on, I am no longer being stressed with this being excited for 3 weeks and then wanting to die for 4 weeks. The way I see it is, I'm good. Like they broke me after the Europa League final, but they put the nail in the coffin with Liverpool. So we're good out here. That's the way I see it.
And like the thing is, like guys, why are the board so quick to give out contracts? Like, for example, Oli.
Because they get giddy. This is why they get giddy. They get a bit of excitement when we
What's excitement coming from? What
get a
what does it
final.
come?
Get to
What
a
does it come?
final.
What does it like?
Jobs for the boys.
I don't understand, guys. Like Oli probably signed that contract before the final. He definitely
He
did.
did. He did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
It's
Why
facts.
did they
He
offer
did
him the
sign it. They
contract?
just didn't announce it.
Mhm.
Man, this club's done, man. I'm done with this club, guys. Like, really, I love this Man United, but like they're killing me at the moment. Like,
Well, you
I
know what
can't
I
stand
suggest
what's
for you
going
to
on.
do? Here's what I suggest for you to do: go on loan to a club on the continent, and pick a club and watch them to not be as depressed. And actually, what you'll learn is that a lot of these leagues that people say are farmers leagues, especially France, the football is a lot better than you think. They play a lot rougher than you think, and And it's funny how such a farmers league, we're trying to rape it of talent every single season. So, pick a league, roll with a team, and have some fun. Just remove yourself from the pain for a minute. And listen, I got to watch every game, but I'm just hurt. And ultimately, I'm gonna ride for my team. But with this guy in charge, we're going nowhere fast. I mean, it's just. And the thing is, where I do feel bad for Ollie is I feel like that they're just hanging him out to dry. They should have been, they should have reacted and axed him numerous times before now. But now we got this weird place where we're stuck, where we know we're stuck with this guy, and he's a club legend in most people's minds. For me, it was more David Beckham putting in the corner, the free kicks and the whipping in the crosses than even Ollie getting his foot out. But that's a topic for another day. Ultimately, the guy's a legend, but he's starting to hurt his own status amongst the large portion of the fan base. This club is making us. It's the club and the fans who call us fake are making us start to hate a legend, and it's annoying. Like I don't want it to end like that. But real quick, Tom, what do you think about this? Daniel Farke has been sacked.
I mean, it's expected, isn't it? Regardless if he wins today, I don't know how he didn't go probably a month ago. To be honest, no, they've not won a game all season until today. I mean, even today they got they only won 2-1, didn't they? But they were 2-0 up at one point. But then Brentford, in a way, sort of made a comeback. But it doesn't surprise me, and like we've said, Sean, I think realistically, the time to make a change or make a bold statement was Liverpool, because there was an ideal candidate out there. Love him or hate him, Conte could have done something with his squad. Mid-season, he could have done something with his squad.
He's going to do something with Spurs. He's going to finish ahead of us with them scrubs.
I mean, right now, Spurs are probably going to play better than us anyway. And like people have already made the comparisons, what is the difference to now to 3 years ago nearly 3 years ago under Mourinho? 8 men behind the ball. This was Mourinho. But the only thing different that Mourinho did, he had 7 men behind the ball, not 8.
And not just that, he had 2 trophies.
Yeah, and he had 2 trophies, yeah. And he actually won the Europa League final.
Bro, listen, if people took their emotional content out of it, right? They took away their heart from it. There's crazy similarities between Jose's final moments and where we're at right now. I mean, it's almost like Groundhog's Day. I mean, it's like the same, except I think Jose actually tried to bring more youth through.
Yeah, well, he gave some opportunities out, didn't he, at the time?
I mean, Ollie hasn't. He's given Mason was coming through under anybody, right? He started coming through under Jose. Who has Ollie brought through? No one. He's tried to bring Brandon Williams, and he's just not good enough.
I mean, you could say to a certain extent, Henderson. I know he didn't come straight from the academy, but I
can see him trying that. Yeah, but I mean,
he gave him an opportunity.
Yeah, but besides that, I mean, we got guys in this Hannibal Mabry. What I've seen of him, he's phenomenal.
Well, Sean, he spent £400 million and basically built a new starting 11. Realistically, with maybe 2 or 3 that were already here.
Mm-hmm.
Day was already here. If you want to count it, Maguire and Varane, we bought those 2. We bought Wan-Bissaka. Shaw was here before. McTominay and Fred was here, although Fred wasn't one of his players. Fernandes is brought in. If you want to count it, he's brought in obviously Sancho. If you want to play Rashford on the left end, there you go. And then he's brought in Ronaldo. He's spent £400 million and basically built a whole brand spanking new team. But the 2 points that, in a way, hurt me the most are 2 young players' careers. One of them, I would be leaving completely in Donny van de Beek.
Absolutely.
£40 million, and he's sat on the bench for 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
What did we buy him for?
That was horrible.
Because of a recommendation, because of Van der Sar. Was that
Jaden too. He's killing his career.
£73 million to do what? Sit on the bench. He can't even get into the England squad. Same thing with Donny van de Beek. What's his name? Louis van Gaal, who obviously takes the Netherlands squad now again. He's no way. He's not even in the conversation to choose Donny van de Beek anymore. He has ruined the kid's club career. He's ruined the kid's confidence, and he's ruined his international career. And the same thing will happen to Jadon Sancho if he's not careful. He will do the exact same thing. And the point, on one point, Sean, I want to make, Roy Keane made a point going back probably about 2 seasons ago. Leopards don't change the spots, and the players will throw Ollie under the bus like Mourinho. I don't honestly believe in that point. Realistically, what I believe in is I think the manager is throwing the players under the bus, because when he comes out, if a player comes out in the media and speaks to the media and says, "Oh, we're not good enough. Things need to change." Oh, you drop for 2 games. That's it. You might as well sit at home. Happened with Pogba at Leicester. He spoke. Pogba never played since then, and then he got his chance against Liverpool, and then he got sent off. I'm surprised he got sent off. Frustrated. Donny van de Beek. I can't. The last time I remember him doing a press conference was Villa away last year, and that was a Man United. He's not even had a Premier League interview since then. It's a joke, and they won't let. This is the one point I want to make sure as well. In the newspapers here in the UK, going back, I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago, Sky Sports film crew wanted to actually go into Carrington training ground and speak to Donny van de Beek about his current situation and speak about everything since joining Manchester United, because he'd been there a year and they wanted to embark on that, where he'd been there a season. What's he like at Man United and everything? They refused the film crew to go into Carrington training ground to speak to Donny van de Beek, because they know Donny van de Beek will expose the board, because the board aren't saying anything. He will expose the manager and his coaching staff for not wanting to play him for whatever reason. But you never hear any
He's
other
nuts,
player.
bro. They tell you the way they see it.
Exactly. But this is what we want, and this is one of the points where I think everybody wants Ten Hag. He will say it how it is. He's not going to lie to you and contradict himself in the media or anything. This is why with Ollie, and one of the frustrating points in both of his press conferences leading up to Liverpool and City, he said we're going to go at them full throttle and we're going to attack them. In either of those games have we attacked Liverpool? No. Did we attack City today? No. Lies, rubbish, and even when we do go there with a back 5 or 4 at the back or anything, there's no idea behind it. Ollie suddenly thinks since playing Gasperini midweek, he can play the back 5 and actually attack with it. Gasperini's been doing that for years, an attacking system at 5 at the back. There's no. You can't just choose a formation and think suddenly you're a master of it. Stick to what you know, Ollie. When you came in, 4-3-3, bog standard. Play your 4 at the back. You've obviously loved. Play your 2 boys in midfield, McTominay and Fred and Fernandes, if you want, and then play the starting line that everybody wants. Play the players that you want, that the fans want, Ollie. You'll get the fans back on side, and slowly you'll improve results. But if he had a brain cell, he would have dumped this coaching team ages ago.
Yeah, that
he
would
have changed
his job.
If I was in his shoes, I would have noticed that the Europa League final, if we can't get over the hurdle against Villarreal, albeit on penalties, then there's something wrong with my coaching system. David De Gea had the list of all the penalty shooters and the last 3 penalties in their careers. And he went completely the wrong way because they didn't even give him the right instructions. They don't even do the right homework on teams. But we expect them to get us results.
Yeah, he should have switched up that. That would have been a big call, but he should have put Dean Henderson in for that penalty shootout.
I think he should have done, because De Gea was low on confidence. But with the coaching staff, and I've said it before, Sean, Ollie could have been a successor. He could have been, if he would have appointed the right coaches to come with him or made the changes. He could have succeeded. He's not going to succeed now because he's not going to change him. If he would have gone and got Rennie Mullenstein or Carlos Queiroz as his assistant in the Mike Phelan role, they would have brought in their right appropriate people that they've been at. Where Carlos Queiroz was at Real Madrid, he would have brought all these people from there. Rennie Mullenstein would have brought all of his people along with him to work with Ollie, because we already know Ollie can't coach. Those 2 guys can coach, and they've coached at the highest level and won big trophies at big clubs. They've dealt with big players, so there's no excuses. And what does he rely on in the thing? He defends his coaching staff more than he does the players.
Yeah, Tom, let me add something to that. Apparently, they recently asked Oli about his coaching staff, and he basically answered with, "Oh, they are nice people to work with. They're good
Nice,
people."
nice.
That's all he said.
Disgraceful.
They're
That
good
that one
people. They're
that
nice
one word.
people.
That one
That's
word,
what we are.
Hogan.
That's what we have now.
That one word, nice. I hate it. There's no nice in football. There isn't. Making handshakes in the tunnel, or laughing, joking with your rivals. When you step on that field, there's no laughing, there's no joking. You're going to war. I'm sorry that you go into war against opposition. You see it with Fred, for example, cracking jokes with Fernandinho in the tunnel. Why are you cracking jokes with a rival captain? It is a joke. The game's gone soft, and I think some of our players just
Yeah, yeah.
they've gone soft. And I
I,
know
I
we
agree
want
with
to.
that, Tom. I feel like our team lacks that real prick in the. You look at City. I said
Yeah,
this on the City fan channel. I
we've
said,
had them.
you
We've
guys
had
have
them years.
Fernandinho, you have Diaz. Those are two guys that are intense, and they're not taking foolishness. Where
Gundogan's another one.
Yeah, we're too nice. I mean, we got Harry Maguire. I remember last year against Spurs when Anthony Martial was getting really. He was just listen. Anthony Martial was being done dirty, and
Have you seen Harry Maguire's stats, Sean, before he came to
I don't
United?
want to see him, Hogan. They're
oh,
probably
no,
awful.
no, bro, we're all I know is he's been relegated like 3 times, and somehow he's become our captain.
Well, this
Almighty
is the thing,
Blues
Sean.
FC, how you doing? Good to see you in the
Sean,
building.
this is the thing, right? Ronaldo's won Ballon d'Or's, Champions Leagues, right? Harry Maguire used to play for Sheffield United, and he's our captain. Are you seriously telling me he's going to go to a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, somebody who's won everything there is in the game, and actually give him some instructions or give him some stick? He's not. He's not got the balls. He's not got the
No,
rigmaroles.
no. Listen, Almighty Blues FC is talking about the sacking as well. I did see that Chelsea dropped points today. However, the difference between United and Chelsea is very clear. One, our ownership is awesome. Two, Ollie's at the freaking wheel. Who do you guys have? Huh? Yeah, coming here talking to us. Listen, I'll tell you what, Tom. I don't know what Hogan thinks about this, but I remember last year about this time when Ollie was dropping us gracefully, actually disgracefully, into the Europa League from the Champions League. I made a comment that I didn't want Thomas Tuchel anywhere around our club because of what I've seen from him at PSG. Well, I learned a lesson that day. So I don't care what Pochettino does. I am not holding PSG against him because that thing is that's a poison chalice.
It's a graveyard. PSG is a managerial graveyard.
No, it's like the players do what they want. Thomas Tuchel come out afterwards saying they don't care about the league, so the players don't half the time turn up. Neymar decides he wants to go chill at his sister's crib in Brazil, so he just leaves whenever he wants. Verratti is on that Phil Jones, health plan. You got, Kimpembe. Kimpembe is Harry Maguire with pace and German vitamins, allegedly.
And a left foot.
allegedly, German vitamins. What are he getting them special shots? The vitamin. I'm sure it's just vitamin B.
You know what, Sean? Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I think personally, I think United need cultural reset at this point.
Thank you.
Everything is DNA. Apparently, if you ask me, Glazers watch Sky Sports. They probably listen to this clown Gary Neville, and he's there saying, "Oh, we tried Mourinho, we tried Van Gaal, it didn't work, so we don't have a choice now. We have to stick with." That's what he's saying. Like he's saying that just because a world class manager didn't work out, that means don't ever get a world class manager. What kind of shit is that?
But there's the difference, though, isn't
a pretty girl said no to you, you will never go after a pretty girl. That's what it is. That's even a bad analogy, man. Listen, that's what I don't even know if Gary Neville listens to what he's saying. Like at times, he just speaking for the matter of just speaking. Like
he's covering for Ollie because if you listen to first off, Gary Neville's a clown. If he said If he treated Ollie the way the media treated Jose, it would be different. The other thing about Gary Neville, if you really deep it, he's actually fired more managers in his own club than they've been in existence. Right? I mean, he's like 7 managers in 6 years. So
I know.
he's just
Yep.
ridiculous, bro. Hogan, real quick, tell the people where they can find you. And before you jump off,
Yep.
I need to ask you a question.
I'm not really active on social media, but
Okay, well,
you will
you
see
can come
me
on here
engaging
anytime,
on
man.
this channel.
But let me
I
say
love
this
this
to you.
channel.
Thanks, bro. I want to ask
Thanks.
you a quick question before I move on a
Yeah.
little bit. If you could have anyone right now that's not named Nagelsmann, Pep, or Klopp, who would you take over Ole?
I wanted Conte, but Conte is gone now. But for me personally, I think this club needs a cultural reset, and for me, the perfect fit for that is Ten Hag at this point.
Okay.
Ten Hag is the perfect match. I don't think he would come right now because. Do you think he would come now?
No.
He's in a better position in the Champions League. He's playing the
Not
best
without
football.
structure. Not without
He
structure.
should come, but for me, that's the only option at this point. We need to reset the whole thing. Forget this DNA bullshit, Fergie bullshit. Like, let's get out of that. This is a new era of football. We need to evolve. We need to get out of that Fergie. Even if I was looking at the stadium today, like outside the stadium, there's like Sir Alex Ferguson way. Everything is just a crap, man. They need to move on, man. Like we need to move on from that. We need to evolve.
Yeah.
We need to get Ten Hag. We will start playing attractive football. And all this young youth, courage, success thing, I don't see it, man. I don't see it.
It's not there. Well, Hogan, thanks for jumping in, bro. You're welcome.
Thanks for having me,
anytime.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Get
Yeah.
some rest. I know
Cheers,
it's crazy
Hogan.
out there. Hey, and just enjoy the weather. It's a lot like Manchester, Seattle,
Okay,
bro.
well, thank you, guys.
Yeah, big up, man.
Bye-bye.
Big up.
Big
yeah.
up. See you later, mate. See ya.
Hey, listen. Here's the thing. Ajax has system, structure, and plan. And Tom, I think the only way we would get Ten Hag is if we brought in a Ralph Ragnick or someone,
Do you know what, right? I think one thing that would seal Ten Hag would Edwin van der Sar coming with him. I think that would seal it.
Yeah.
Edward Wood's leaving because they're on about extending it till the end of the season till he leaves anyway. He's not going at Christmas. They're on about extending it till the end of the season anyway. If you bring Ten Hag in the summer, or if you bring Edwin van der Sar in, straight away you're going to go for Ten Hag. He knows he's the perfect person for that job. And I know I'm going to point it out to you, Sean. If Xavi didn't go to Barcelona, Ten Hag would have been the first choice because he fit the Cruyff.
Oh, absolutely.
He fit the Cruyff, personality, DNA, figurehead anyway. He fit all of it for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Possession,
and listen, bro,
style.
Xavi has shown some amazing coaching. Some of what I've seen with his tactics and whatever, but I'm telling you, it scares me for him if he ended up flopping because the difference between United fans and their obsession with this loyalty and DNA, Barca fans, they will turn on somebody in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Legend or not, he better succeed or there will be war there. Rich says, are we busy tomorrow night? I don't know, Rich, probably not. You busy tonight? Jump in, bro. I left the link. Come in and have your say. Come defend your manager, Rich. Defend.
Rich won't defend him. Nobody can defend him.
Hey, anybody has anything to add about today's match? I left the link in. I'm being open today. So, Owen, jump in since you're hiding. Ginger brother don't ever want to come on a stream. Owen, take his place, bro. Next up, let's go. Hit that link. Jump in. Let me know what you think about your manager, Owen. Let me know. Matter of fact, Owen, he has benched your guy. Dean who? Dean what? Dean never going to play again. He's benched him, bro. So come have your say on this guy. So, Tom, if you had your say, I don't want to get into this too much, but so do you think, Tom, that Ten Hag is the best option for United? Is that where you're going?
I think he's the real deal. Realistically, he ticks a lot of boxes, and even if he doesn't tick all of them, he ticks enough of them for the sort of profile that we should go for. Because he can coach, he'll bring in the right people, he'll utilize young players. He's got structure. He's got patterns of play, system, and I think he would relish the chat because the Premier League's the most attractive league at the moment for players, for ownership, management, all of them. Everybody wants to buy into the Premier League at the moment. Whether it's if you want to buy a football club, manage it, or play in the Premier League, it's the most attractive option at the moment in terms of all the leagues. And strike while the iron's hot, in a way. I believe personally, Man United would. I think Ten Hag, they would pay 15, 20 million pounds to get him out of that contract, but I don't think he's going to want him personally. I don't think he'll want to come mid-season.
No.
And even if you don't get Ten Hag, I think realistically, if we're going to get rid of Ollie over the window, I've already said it to you, Sean. I would get an interim coach. That's my wording, not manager, coach. An interim coach to drill these players, get the work rate up, get it to a standard of where somebody can come in and they're not going to have to do that much work to get this team prepared for the new season or the next season. That's why I said Ralph Ragnick would have been perfect. Laurent Blanc, for example, bring him in
Bro,
interim.
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, where is Laurent Blanc? Interim him with an understanding that no matter what, this is a 6-month gig and we're moving on, right? I mean, that would be a great shout, you know.
I mean, it fits the bill. Get somebody in interim because if the club see it as there's not the right option there, if you go to Ralph Ragnick or somebody who's been out of work now for forever, I know he's a multi-millionaire and he doesn't need money. Or if you go to Laurent Blanc, they don't need money, neither of them. But if you give them a 6-month gig till the end of the season, and then give them the potential to maybe move upstairs or give them a director's role or a board role or a position in the club more long term, and they have a say in who the next manager will be, I think they would be interested realistically because we already know we're going to pay them well for 6 months. We're going to pay them well anyway, and even if it doesn't work out, what are they going to lose out of it? Nothing. We're not going to sack him, are we, as an interim coach till the end of the season?
Matter of fact, they might get a job out of it the way
Exactly. You never know. They might do an
are.
Ollie. Go 15 games unbeaten. Blanc's at the wheel or Ragnick at the wheel.
Listen, and Rich is on his horse today talking about Harry Maguire. He is, bro. I've defended Maguire back in the day because I remember what he did to us when he played for Hull. I just think the armband was too heavy. I think the fact that he's.
Do you want me to be honest, Sean?
Yeah.
I think we bought the wrong centre back. I think we backed the wrong horse when we had the chance. There was 2 options. There was Maguire, and you know the other one is, don't you? At the time, Koulibaly.
Oh yeah.
There was 2 options.
Yeah.
There was Maguire for 80 million, and there was Koulibaly for 90 million. And that's
so we could have got Diaz a year before for like 30.
Exactly. But our recruitment. This is the thing. So our recruitment policy doesn't take risks on 30, 40 million pound players. They would rather pay top dollar to go and get somebody who, in a way, can do the job there and then, an experienced person. Harry Maguire at the time, for me, was not the right person. Going from Sheffield United to Hull to Leicester to Manchester United, that is not a career pattern. Koulibaly, going from working with experienced coaches over in Italy, for example, and doing wonders with Senegal, with his national team, for example, to then going up to the level of Manchester United, that is the sort of career path you need. And at the time, him and Virgil van Dijk were the best centre-backs in the world. If you put those 2 in a pair, they won't concede goals. I would have guaranteed you that. They would not concede goals, either of them. And in the crucial games, he doesn't bottle it. And if we're talking about giving anybody the captain's armband if they came into the squad, he's the captain of Napoli, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm. You know who I would go after, but I know they won't, and I know he wouldn't leave probably no matter what. But who I would go after on an interim basis, and this is a name a lot of people don't know. You know,
let me guess it, Sean. Let me guess it. Work it down for me, and I'll try and guess it.
It's somebody a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
It's somebody who plays amazing football, who's shown he can take over. When people have left and things have, he's not at a top club, but he's at a big club in Germany. And His
I know.
his
I know
accent
your boy.
is
I know
just
your
like
boy.
mine.
I know
And
your boy.
listen, plays phenomenal football, is passionate, is serious about. He's an amazing manager already. United is too big of a job for him right now,
Right
in
now,
my opinion.
yes.
But right, I mean, it would be worth it to take a punt on someone, right? I just know he would never leave, and that's Jesse Marsh. I know that's the use of
Yeah. I know what you mean.
you know, Jesse Marsh took over from Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann took who all did he take? He took Sabitzer, he took Upamecano. Who else did they lose? Kanate is gone. They
Yeah.
lost. Who else did they lose? They lost at least 4 players. There's somebody else.
Oh, what was
Somebody
his
else
name
I'm
now?
missing. Dang on it. Somebody I should know.
That Hwang Yi-chan, who's gone to Wolves.
Okay.
Chan. They
Okay.
lost.
I know they've lost quite a few players, and they play great football still. I mean, they're still a solid team. I mean, for all that they've lost, and then you never want to be the guy coming after the guy, and he's done that. I'm like, man, Jesse. The problem is, he's probably got to go somewhere else bigger in Germany first, or
I mean, even the
somewhere.
work that he did at Salzburg, I think that has to be reprimanded. I know Salzburg's not a big club,
No,
but
it was good.
he
Look what he did to Liverpool.
he developed some good young players in that squad.
Listen, he was giving Liverpool fits in the Champions League, and and when they were in the locker room, and I was listening to his speech, and he was like even talking bad about Liverpool. I'm like, this guy, he sold me right then. But ultimately, he could be the second coming of Sir Alex, but he'll never get that chance at right now in England because he's American.
No.
So I mean, it's just
Well, I mean, you never know. The American dream.
Yeah,
Glazers and Jesse Marsh.
the only way the Glazers would pick him is if they actually watched Ted Lasso and they were like, well, maybe it's a good idea to appoint an American, right? I mean, that's but he's a phenomenal coach, man, and a lot of people here in America really wax on about him because they are hoping that some people knew how good he was. They were hoping he wouldn't do as good in some respects because they wanted him back over here coaching. Especially our national team we got a lot of talent, but this clown we got in charge of our national team, don't get me wrong, I'd take him over Gareth Southgate. That guy's a complete numpty, but ours over here in the States isn't much better. He really isn't. The Greg Berhalter, this guy probably failed kindergarten because he couldn't scribble. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. He is not sharp. Let's see what's going on in the comments. Rich is throwing Harry under the bus. Tragic is, yeah, exactly. He's talking, yeah. Alfonso, look, what are we doing here? Oh, no.
I think that's for Norwich City, not for Man United.
Oh, my days. We couldn't bring in Neil, could we? Listen, the most Manchester United thing to do ever. Fire Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the middle of the international break and appoint with a buyout Gareth Southgate from England to take over the United duties. Listen,
we could do what Gus Hiddink did with Chelsea.
Tom, if Gareth Southgate becomes a manager of Manchester United,
nah,
bro, I honestly don't know if I'll have a channel anymore.
Nah.
I can't take it.
I think personally, if you want to be honest with Southgate, I think the one club that he just fits would be Tottenham. And I'm not saying it because he's bottled finals or anything. I just think the model of the man, the London personality, grew up there, done it, play in London, everything. The London way of playing, in a way. The waistcoats, the suits, the new stadium. No, seriously, I'm being honest though. I maybe after Conte, you never know, in the World Cup, 2023 or whatever. You never know.
Yeah.
But
Tragic thought I was talking about when I was talking about Germany and my accent. He thought I was going for Alphonso Davies, which Alphonso Davies, him and Kimpembe on that same Vitamin schedule. You know what? I need to go over to Germany, Tom. I mean, I can get on, maybe eat breakfast with Leon Goretzka and figure out what's going on over there. Within like 4 months, I look like He-Man. I'm sure it's from the brats. I'm sure there's nothing.
But they've got proper nutritionists out there in Bayern. That's why in Munich.
I guess they do. They got the magic vitamins. That's all I'm saying. They got something. You know, when you're
They got the
26,
steroids.
when you're 26, you don't show up at 165, and 6 months later you're looking at 194 of ripped iron. So it's like, I don't care what kind of weight you're lifting. You got that magic sauce. Why? Matter of fact, Leon, why do you tackle so angry now? You used to be such a nice player. Why are you running around all raged up? I don't know. Must be the lunches.
Were you taking him with McTominay?
Oh my! Wow. Bruh, in fairness, right now, let me think of who I wouldn't.
Why are you even thinking about it? You just would though, wouldn't you, Gretz?
Who I wouldn't take in front of McTominay.
Bissouma?
What? I will take a punt. All that stuff was alleged. Only so much rapage someone can do in the club, right? I mean, if it was like out in the parking lot or something, I haven't heard the details, or maybe in the bathroom, but in the club. Well, Bissouma rolling around on that Premier League guide to nightlife, written by Benjamin Mendy.
Have you seen the memes on Twitter though, Sean? Prison FC.
Oh, dude!
Honestly, they're getting stacked though. Let's be honest.
They would be. They've
got half the French team in there.
Yeah, and Yves Bissouma is. How have you heard anything about that?
Well, he's been suspended from playing, but he's not been charged with anything or anything. I think he's just under investigation.
Who else do they have in the midfield there? I mean, because
Alexis McAllister, but he's not good.
Yeah, I'll take McTominay over him, right?
You don't even know who he is, do you?
No.
He's Argentinian, if you want to know.
With a name like McAllister.
No, seriously though, no. But his first name's Alexis. Search it up if you don't believe me, then, Sean. Search it up.
I live in this side of the world, and yo hablo mucho español, so I know in McAllister.
Yeah.
Must be a dad mom situation. It's all good. I'm guessing we have a Scottish father, vacationing in Buenos Aires. And he sees. But the thing about Argentinas is they're kind of light-skinned too, but maybe he sees a nice Argentinian beaut rolling around and he throws the gender McLovin all on her, and now you have a McAllister baby that can speak Spanish.
I mean, there's Lallana. He's at Brighton.
Bro, listen, I'll tell you, if we didn't laugh, we would cry. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 2, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't close. Yeah, tragic. I was just messing around. That's actually true. Muchos Italianos moved to Argentina. Tons. Love is love, man. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be Mexico. Right? My wife is Mexican, but I'm going to say right now, if my kids come rolling up in here with an El Tree shirt or a Mexican flag, especially during this international break, I will kick someone so hard in their rear end, they'll spit shoestrings. So you can call Child Protective Services now. Just go ahead and call them. They already know. I was raised in the 80s. But I still say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And that's because my parents, they didn't believe in timeout. So yeah. My wife is Mexican, but she already knows. We do all the food, we do all the culture, we do all the speaking, but do not bring no Mexican jerseys up in here. Estados Unidos en esta casa. It's all United States in this house, baby. That's how we go. But anyway, it's the Yankee love to love. I gotta do it. I gotta rep the USA at all times, even when we're nonsensical. it's still America around here.
Do you
But
think we'll
yeah,
qualify for the World Cup though, Sean?
oh, of course, yeah. Our players are too good. It's not even our manager's a bum. But if we get 2 points in this next break,
Hmm.
we're pretty much through. Um, but it just depends. Tom, a lot of people don't know this. Over here in America, there's this horribly kept secret that there's a certain amount of MLS players that have to kind of get into the U.S. squad because there's this weird the way the U.S. Soccer Federation's in bed with FIFA and MLS. It's just weird. So, well, look, we're one of the only places in the world that don't have like promotion relegation and
Yeah.
all this kind of nonsense. Tragic sitting here talking about, yeah, I hope my father doesn't want to get, bro. Listen, that stuff don't go around here. That's you ever seen Tombstone? Remember in Tombstone where you law dog. That stuff don't go around here. That's how it is down here in Texas, bro. You ain't walking up in here with that nonsense, right? All I would say with you if I was rapping, I said keep your Bible with you because you go be needing Jesus. You come up in here like that. You better, we're doing an exorcism of some kind. But no, Tom, I think that ultimately we have an amazing crop of players if we leave some of the MLS guys out, but they don't want to. And one of the things that scares me is they want to bring in a lot of people who are continental born, like I'm talking like European, who Serginho Dest, for example, right?
Yeah.
He's Dutch. But he's American because his dad's American, lives over there, but he's Dutch. But he didn't want to battle it out. I believe he went through the Dutch national setup as a
He did, yeah.
And he switched allegiances because he wasn't for sure he was going to get in the team all the time. But the thing is, what always made the U.S. team so tough, Tom, was the fact that we played so rough. And there was this passion and desire to win for the country, right? And I think with some of the players that they haven't been raised around that. They don't have that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have it, but then you need a coach that can get the best out of them technically because they're technical players. They're not going to run through brick walls and fight and kick people, but you have to be able to coach them. Well, we got Numpty McPassion coaching, right? So we don't know what we're going to get and who's going to do what. It's a whole lot of vibes and chill. Get the ball to Christian. First off, Christian's hamstrings are rubberized, and I don't know what. Listen, here's what Chelsea need to do for me. Chelsea need to make a phone call to Roman. Roman needs to get some of them special Russian medicines, right? Them special, I'm talking Rocky IV, the special stuff. And you need to shoot it in the Christian's hamstrings so that the young man gets back to normal. Because Christian Pulisic is a phenomenal football player, but his hamstrings are rubber, and he's always hurt. And he gets kicked a lot, too. So that don't help because they always want to run at people. The dude acts like he's 6. He thinks he's Paul Pogba. Bro, you're not. Stop trying to run at people like you're going to go body to body with people. The dude's always getting hammered. It just is what it is. And so we get stuck a lot here on this side of the pond with people who, just don't understand that ultimately in football, you need more than the passion. Like you need more than that. To win football matches, you need more than just passion and desire. However, Team USA, we've made a living off of passion and desire for a long time. But now we're in a situation where we got, Tragic is my dude, but he's spitting some rubbish right now. Weston McKennie is a good baller. Dest is a little overrated at times. Who is really good at makes us tick? Man, you got me into a whole different show. I do this on the USA show. But Tom, Tyler Adams is who I would take right now at Manchester United. He's miles better than McPassion in that role. Tyler Adams is who makes Leipzig go right now, but he especially makes he's at Salzburg, isn't he? Leipzig? I don't know. Red Bull. Where did they move?
He was at Leipzig, yeah.
He's at Leipzig.
With Nagelsmann, yeah.
He's at Leipzig. So Tyler Adams is who makes us look like an American team. Then you have Gio Reyna, baller.
Yeah.
But I don't know when Gio Reyna's playing again because he's hurt. So I don't know when we're going to see him. You know, Weston McKinney's a good player. Zach Steffen, we thought was going to be a good keeper, but for whatever reason, that knucklehead went to City. I don't know why he even would do that. He need to go somewhere he's playing. He's never getting ahead of Ederson. Our defense in the States, I mean, for whatever reason, this guy was to always pick DeAndre Yedlin, who I wish he would just, I don't know, eat some pies and get lost in Newcastle or something back over that way. You know, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like, you know, our strikers, I don't know, we struggle there. I don't know if you saw this new guy, Tom. We have this new youngster who's broken through named Ricardo Pepe.
I've never heard of him, but go on.
Yeah, he is going to be in Europe probably next year, and I hope he doesn't go. You know how, like, I think some players go too soon because they're just dying to get there. You know, my fear for Pepe is that he's going to leave the MLS early. He's only like 18, I think 17 or 18. And he needs another year just in MLS to keep building that confidence and building what he's doing. Josh Sargent, rubbish. Stay over. Where's he? He's over in Europe, right? He's in. He's in England. Who's he playing for in England right now? Is he at Watford?
Who?
Josh Sargent. He's a striker.
Josh Sargent.
I think he's at Watford though.
I think he is. I'll have a look actually.
Yeah, I think he's at Watford.
Josh Sargent. No, he's at Norwich.
Norwich. I knew it was one of those clubs. He's at Norwich. I'll tell you who's playing over there. I really would like to get back in the U.S. team. I just think that he could be a striking option. Daryl DK. I'd like to see more of him. I know he did. Yeah, I'd like to see more of him. I don't know, Tom. Ultimately, over here, CONCACAF is a war zone. The games a lot of times are played on paper, plastic, rot hole filled pitches. The USA team has to walk out on the field being pelted by piss bombs and crap pies because it's just, listen, CONCACAF is volatile. The fans are nasty. It's just not an easy place to be. Now the standard is low, but the passion and like, dude, the USA team when they play away in most countries, they're not sleeping. You're not sleeping, because they're going to be playing music all night right outside of your. It's a mess. So ultimately, I think that we'll get through this time easy enough. You know, Jamaica always has some good talent, but they're usually terribly coached, even worse.
What do you think about Reina at Dortmund? What do you think about him?
I think that if he gets healthy, I think he can be a class player. The problem I have with Reina at the U.S. is that Berhalter won't play a 10. So I don't know where and how they're going to play him. You know, because Berhalter just, you know, he probably can't count that high to play a 10. So, you know, I don't know. I think Berhalter's counting probably stops at 8.5, to be fair. But somehow he got the U.S. job.
So, somehow.
Yeah, no, I think we'll transfer. Well, I think we'll transfer some guys in from Europe. You know, we have Brandon Aronson. That's a good shout box. I forgot about him. He's solid. You know, the problem is down here you have to deal with Mexico. And here's the other thing, Tom. Imagine being first off, a lot of the world hates America anyway, especially the Latin American world. Even though they all want to live here, they hate us.
Yeah.
Imagine 9 out of 10 referees in every game are Spanish. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the fact that we just get done dirty so often. It's ridiculous. And then here in America, because it's a melting pot and the sport is still developing here, the majority of places we play are going to have more Spanish fans from whatever country than American fans in the crowd. That's why we've started playing these obscure games in like Columbus, Ohio, or somewhere there's absolutely no direct flights from Mexico, Costa Rica, or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But it's hard here in the States, man. It's hard. I mean, I come online, I say the word soccer, and half the people have a meltdown, start sucking their thumb and saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a plastic foreigner. Who's how dare he use the word soccer as if I said something about your mother. I said soccer, and guess what? That word was created by the British people who invented the game.
Yeah,
When it was
It was.
when it was invented, it was named soccer. Americans didn't invent that word.
No, we didn't.
Ooh, wow, right? Don't blame me that y'all Brits went all continental and started saying football because you thought you were Spanish when you're not. You wasn't. Anyway, now I don't use the word, I use football. But imagine being me, Tom. I say soccer on the wrong channel, I'll get pelters. Here in the States, if I say football, people are like, what are you talking about football? And I say
Yeah.
football. They're like, you're talking about the NFL. No, football, the EPL. What? What are you talking about, boy? That fairy game that only girls play? What you talking about? Like that's how most Americans approach
Yeah,
soccer.
yeah.
So it's like, dude, I can't win for losing. But ultimately, Tom says it's over for Ollie.
Yeah.
Or is he going to survive the season? What's your final say, Tom?
What's done is done, really, and the damage has been done by the two teams we aspire to be at the level of in the league, City and Liverpool. The damage is done. Both games could have ended 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8. The chances were there. In both the games, we never looked like we were going to score realistically. I mean, maybe the Fernandes chance against Liverpool, but today I didn't see any time we looked likely to score, if I'm being honest. I mean, I see it from the perspective of I want the change ASAP because I still believe we can save this season. If Chelsea can save their season with Tuchel in 4 months, we can save it with nearly half of the season still to go. But like you say, when you look at it, there's not the option out there. It'd have to be an interim. You know, we know our club don't you put sense together and go for somebody logical like a Ragnick that we'd end up giving it Steve Bruce, knowing our luck, till the end of the season. He'd get a couple of games going and then might offer him a major contract. But no, but if they were going to make the change, Sean, I'll be honest, I think they would have made it by now. I think
so.
I think the Liverpool game, if you don't make it after that, the board in their eyes, they won't see today where we lost 2-0 to City. That won't be embarrassing to them. Because it's the result that counts, not the performance.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the performance lays with the coaches. But if you want me to be honest, I think if it continues until Christmas and then we're mid-table or something, logically mid-table, where we're going to have to fight and battle to get back up the table properly, not we win 1 game and we jump 5 places, where we have to go place by place to get back up the table. Get until Christmas, and if we're sitting about, I don't know, 8th or 9th, we're not in the Champions League places, or we don't look like we were going to get there, then they'll probably make the change, yeah, because it hurts them financially. And there's no answer to it anymore. We've had, what, 4, well, it'll be 4th manager if we sack Ollie. 5th then when we had somebody new in. And there's no way out of any of this now. And I just think a lot of fans now, Sean, if you want me to be honest, I just think they're fed up with it all. Because we get made promises of, oh, I'm going to come in and I'm going to be successful, I'm going to win things, we're going to win the big trophies, and we just get told a pack of crap from managers, from the board. You know, I don't remember the last time we had a proper reshuffle at the club and a proper development. Carrington needs improving. Old Trafford needs improving. The backroom staff. I'm not just talking about the coaching staff. The board.
Yeah.
You need younger generations on, modern day people. We're living in the past and the dark ages. That's gone. Forget about Fergie now. Fergie's, 20-year reign of, English football and European football is gone. It took. This is the saddening thing because it'll get to this point, Sean. It probably will do, knowing our luck as United fans. It took Liverpool 30 years to build a team to be good enough to win the league. They were good enough to win the league in certain seasons. They were good enough, but they couldn't get over the line. And people will blame, Gerrard slipped and everything. There's more context to it. There's the mental side of it, the physical side of it, the relentless with the season. But they couldn't get over the line. And it took them 30 years to build a team that was good enough to get over the line eventually. We're in what? 9 years
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, we're heading into 10.
I mean, there's 21 years left then.
Oh, Tom. Anyway,
I'm
guys,
not waiting
follow
21
Tom
years.
Journalist 1 for more amazing insight that makes you want to jump off a cliff if you don't feel that way already. He said you got 21 more years to wait. Tom, man, thanks for jumping in, bro. Always a pleasure.
Yeah,
I
thanks for having me.
appreciate it.
Sean.
I guess if I'm not busy tomorrow, I'll definitely be seeing you over on Rick's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Take it easy. Thanks for jumping in, pal.
Yeah, take it easy, Sean. See you later,
Bro,
mate.
take it easy. All right, guys. While I'm wrapping up, listen. Thank you for the our therapy session. Thanks to Tom for jumping in, and for Hayden for jumping in. Guys, just thank you for those that jumped on the stream today. Listen, if you didn't laugh, you cry. Manchester City 2, and they were really taking it easy on us by just passing the ball all around the pitch. About 70% possession almost at our pitch. Their fans singing Ollie's at the wheel. The 2 goals they score, quite frankly, were trash goals. They should have had 5 good goals. If it wasn't for De Gea in the post, they would have scored even more. And guys, I just don't see how anybody at all could still be backing Ollie as manager of Manchester United. I really don't know. At this point, it's completely untenable. And if you're still backing him, you just have it ain't even an agenda at this point. It's like at this point, if you just are backing what's happening at the club right now, a part of me thinks that you're like, no one's that positive, that drunk on positivity and that deluded that you could just overly back this. I'm not saying you have to get toxic with it. You don't have to get toxic with wanting the guy out, but to act like everything's okay and to back it, I just feel like you're trying to sabotage the club right now, or you're pro Glazer, because it's just a mess. It is what it is, man. City embarrassed us today. I would say it was more embarrassing than the Liverpool loss, but if I'm honest, I don't think so. I've heard people saying that. I think that's reactionary. I think Liverpool could have scored 10 and they stopped at 5. City today, they may have gotten 5, may have gotten 6 at the most. So Liverpool beat us up worse. Today, what hurt worse about Liverpool was that they took the foot off the gas. Today, Uncle Pep put on a lesson. So they just passed us off the pitch like a training session and was taking the piss. So that hurts too, but I don't know. I think I'm just too broken after Liverpool to be hurt that bad. But anyway, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go just kick it with the family, eat some fattening food I probably shouldn't be eating at my age. Just have a good time. Listen, for all of you that like, subscribe, get involved, get in the comments, and you that are helping us just starting this channel up and really getting it going, I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you. And again, invite your friends to jump on the stream if you see it. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome to have a say. Ollie in, Ollie out, Ollie shake it all about. As long as you love Manchester United, or if you don't, you're just a rival fan here to take the mick out of us. You're all welcome at Worldwide Red Show, no matter where you're from. Anyway, from all over the world, people calling from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from out to Seattle. Seattle. Blessings, guys. Hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. Manchester United tried to ruin it for us, but most of us already knew what was going down. So we're just going to keep it moving. Listen, be looking out for some of our videos we're going to have during the international break. We're going to throw some videos out there, talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about the manager, talk about, where do we go from here, and some videos. And some of you may or may not be interested in international football. I think I'm going to do a couple streams just on international stuff, especially here in CONCACAF. I'm really pushing to try to get a guest on from over this way that really follows it heavy. And I'll also be doing some stuff on my channel and over on Biz's channel. If you're not following Biz, go follow Biz. We'll be doing some CONCACAF stuff together as well. Until next time, it's the Yank you love to love, or you don't like it all. It's all good, man, as long as you're here. It's Sean, guys, and you know how we do. I'm out around here. See you next time, guys.